to. Ooh, okay, we're on here. Come to a comfortable seated position. Finding yourself grounded and rooted into the seat, but lift it up through the spine. Let me turn off this. Hang on one sec. I got a dehumidifier down here. I'm going to turn off. There we go. This is background humming. So start to notice how the body feels as you get rooted, and maybe you move a little bit before you get completely settled. Yeah, just finding your way, moving into the hips and the shoulders, whatever feels good. Hi, Jen. And then find yourself in stillness. Just arrive into that rooted shape where you feel the support of the earth underneath you, but you're lifting the head toward the sky, reaching the crown up toward the sun. As we know, this is the summer solstice, that beautiful time of year when we get more light than dark. And we're going to celebrate the sun energy today as we practice some variations on our sun salutations. We're also going to begin with a Surya Badana, a sun saluting breath, which activates the warming sensation within the mechanism to bring some heat into the body, as well as bring some clarity into the mind. So as we begin the Surya Badana, take your right hand, and you can either fold down the 3 fingers in the middle, leaving your pinky and your thumb, or just fold down, if you're able to, your pointer and your center finger. So you create a little mudra. The thumb will regulate the right nostril. The other 2 fingers will regulate the left nostril. And if you've ever participated in an alternate nostril breathing, this is a single nostril breathing. And because we're evoking the attention to or bringing attention into the sun, the warming, heated, light properties of the breath, the Surya parts of the body, we're going to be inhaling through the right, exhaling left. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. So we're not alternating back and forth like we would in a Nadi Shodhana. And just as a side note, the Chandra breath, which is the cooling side of the body, which is in and out through the left side, can also be done, in reverence to the lunar aspects of your being. But today we're just doing Chandra Vedana because it's the solstice. All right. So take a big breath in without closing any nostrils. Exhale through the mouth. Seal the lips and seal the left nostril. Inhale fully through the right. When you get to the top of the breath, close the right nostril and exhale left. If you need to pause and get a tissue, go run and get a tissue. Close left, inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Always inhaling through the right side. Exhaling through the left. Keep going on your own pattern. Try not to bring any tension into the shoulders. So keep the shoulders relaxed as you breathe. Keep the arms relaxed and soft. Take 5 more deep breaths in this way. In through the right. Out through the left. At the end of that 5th breath, let the hands come back towards your thighs. Just take note of how you're feeling. Notice the qualities of breath as both nostrils get to work in concert now, inhaling and exhaling. is our Surya Vedana breath, single nostril breathing on the sun side of the body. Bring both hands to stack upon your heart. Just taking a moment for yourself to honor this sacred space you've carved out. Taking a moment to dedicate your practice either to yourself, to a loved one, to a father or father figure in your life. Feeling the cultivation of love energy right in the center of your chest, shining so brightly, just like the sun. And we're going to share the energy of that dedication through 3 deep breaths. Big inhale through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. 2 more, rinsing and cleansing the body with the breath. Last one, biggest breath of your day. And release. Beautiful. Bring your hands by your side. We're going to change the cross of the legs. Press the power button, honey. Power button. Coming into that seat, Yoga Sherpa is over here. My baby daddy is over here, and he actually turned on some lights. All right, there we go. Inhale the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, twist to the right. We're going to keep moving with our spinal rotation here. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, big breath. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Beautiful. We're going to windmill side to side now. So inhale up. Exhale, reach over to the right side, opening up the left side body. And then gently cartwheel across center. Make that crescent shape over to the left side. Back up through center. Reach and crescent over to the right. And come back up to the left. Beautiful. We're going to roll onto hands and knees so we can continue to work the 7 directions of the spine. Remembering that 7th direction, which is actually the most important direction, bringing some length between the tailbone and the crown, creating a little space. And once we do that, then we can begin to move the spine in the other direction. So let's start to flex and extend the spine. So extend as you drop the belly, draw the heart forward, finding your cow pose. And exhale, press into the earth, round the spine, chin to the chest for your cat pose. Inhale, find extension, open up. And exhale, rounding, tucking. Take that a few more times and then start to notice if your body's craving some movement out of this linear plane. Maybe you start to move a little bit from side to side. Maybe you start to bend into the joints or shift forwards and backwards. And maybe all the while your eyes are closed. So you just move instinctively. Getting out of the mind, getting into the body. So you're not judging or planning what you're doing, you're just doing it. Take 2 more breaths, moving any way you need to move right now. And then send the hips back toward the heels, finding a child's pose. And extend your child's pose by walking the arms in front of you. Root down through the palms as the elbows and upper arms lift from the earth. Keep pressing your chest down. Feel the armpits hollow out just a little bit. Really imprinting how this shape feels in your body so you know you can return to it when you need to. As we are giving reverence to the sun today, we're going to be doing many variations of sun salutations. And at any point, if you're feeling too warm by that sun energy you're cultivating, or you just need to come back to your intention or take a rest, take a break, come back to child's pose. Keep feeling the tailbone sink back toward the heels. One more breath. Beautiful. Rise back through table again. Extend your right leg behind you, and then your left leg joins, coming into a high plank. So as we move through these variations of sun salutations, there'll be lots of opportunities to take chaturanga flows. Do know that there's always the option to modify, dropping the knees, untucking the toes, or skipping them all together. I like to say high plank, low plank, or no plank. So you can just return to downward facing dog when you need it. So from your plank, keep the belly nice and strong. Rotate the elbows so they point to the back of the mat, and then bend them, lowering down chaturanga. You feel it in your triceps there. And then inhale, press the earth away, shoulders melt away from the ears, finding a baby cobra. Exhale, melt the heart back down. Inhale, press back up. Maybe each time you rise up, you straighten the arms just a little bit. Relax down. Press up. And we'll do one more. Keep the hips rooted down to the earth. That gives support to your lumbar spine. Right here, breathe. And then float back through table. Flex the feet, drive the toes into the earth, hip side downward facing dog. Find your breath here in your inversion because it changes. Start to walk the feet toward the hands and go really slowly, super duper slowly, because you want to feel the activation of the muscles getting you there. And once you arrive, let yourself hang heavy. Bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. Do that a few more times. Coaxing your hamstrings to wake up. And then from here, rise halfway. Your hands come to the shins or to blocks in front of you. Back is nice and flat. Once again, you're finding extension from the crown of the head and the tailbone as they draw apart. The belly's drawn up and in. Shoulders melt away from the ears. One more breath. And fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Reach up, gaze up between the thumbs. And exhale, float back down into your fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands and slowly walk the feet back. Slow, take as many steps as you can, getting those feet back into a high plank shape. From high plank, feel free to drop the knees again. Make sure the elbows are pointing back as you bend them, grazing the ribs on the way down. Inhale, press up into your Bhujangasana variation, maybe a low cobra, or maybe the arms straighten without locking the elbows. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. For those of you just joining us, welcome, welcome. We are honoring the sun today, the solstice, by doing variations on our Surya Namaskar A, our sun salutation A. Just noticing nice and slowly at first how we welcome that energy into the bottom, into our body, and how we ourselves shine brightly, our light and our heat, just like the sun. So from here, start to walk the hands back toward the feet. Once again, taking as many steps as you can. Take your time. The slower we go, the more we become aware of. Nice. Once you arrive in your forward fold at the back of the mat, rise all the way up. Reaching up, growing tall. And then exhale, fold. Halfway lift to a nice flat back. Plant the hands, walk slowly back into your high plank. Feel all the sensations underneath the hands. From high plank, lower down chaturanga, taking your time. Inhale, press into the earth as the heart peels up. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Let it all go. When you're in your downward facing dog, really actively engage the upper thighs and spin them in toward one another, as if you're shooting them back behind you. Press your chest towards your thighs. Take another breath. Nice. On the inhale, step your right foot between the hands. Come into a low lunge. Just start to straighten and bend that right knee. Getting a little glide here in your lunge. And then come back into your low lunge and step the left foot forward to meet it, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, slowly growing tall. And exhale, bow down. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands, left foot steps back. Once again, find that low lunge. And this time we're gonna take a twist. So you're welcome to drop the left knee or keep it up and peel the right arm up. So feel the right shoulder stacking over the left and squeeze into the glutes and the thighs so that you really feel stable through the hips, just opening up through the spine. And then take note of that left leg. Fire up the muscles, press back into that left heel. Yes. Take one more big breath. And then release the hands down, step back to your high plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up. You're welcome to start playing around with your upward facing dog, lifting the thighs, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. One more big breath. Let the breath go. On the inhale, left foot steps between the hands, low lunge. Bend and straighten into that leg, gliding a little bit. Waking up the tissues that support the joints, waking up the hamstring. And then when you're ready, step the right foot to meet the left, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Really feel the spine growing, stacking. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. And we'll take our twist here. And you always have the option, remember, to release the right knee to the earth. Peel the left arm up. So just rotating in the spine, not in the hips. Hips are squared to the earth. So lengthen on the inhale, rotate a little more on the exhale. One more breath. And then release the left hand down, step back to high plank, lower down chaturanga, open the heart, downward facing dog. Nice. Connecting with your rhythm of breath. Feeling that breath empower the heart energy to shine brighter upon your dedication. Breathe in and breathe out. On the inhale, right foot steps between the hands, and we're going to step the left foot to meet, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, left foot steps back. We're going to rise into high crescent lunge. As you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, we're going to flip that left palm up to the sky. Back to our twist. Do that twice more. Inhale, flip the left palm up. Exhale, back to your twist. Last one, inhale, flip it up. And then cartwheel the hands to frame the right foot. Step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, heart opens wide, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. On the inhale, left foot steps between the hands. Right foot joins forward, fold. Rise up. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, right foot steps back once again, and sweep up high, crescent lunge. As you exhale, extend the fingertips right in front, left behind, twisting to the left. And then inhale, flip the left palm up to the sky. Woo. Exhale, back to your twist. Inhale, reverse the twist. Exhale, twist. Two more, opening up through the front body, expanding through the rib cage. Last one. And then cartwheel the hands down to the earth. Go through your flow. Remember, high to low plank or no plank at all. Or do something else that feels good in your body right now. Feel free to get creative and playful. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Bend the right knee, feeling that hip open. So we're not opening the whole body. Once again, we're just opening, this time in the hip, keeping the ribs square to the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. And then step the right foot between the hands. Rise back up to your high crescent. From high crescent, we're going to float into a warrior three. So finding a balance shape here as the heart points down toward the earth. Hips are squared right across the pelvic rim. Your hands can be in front of you or to the side. And feel the inward spiral of that raised leg. Heel pressing back. One more breath. And then step the feet together at the top of the mat. Big breath in, maybe a little back bend at the top. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back, coming back to your low lunge. Right foot joins, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, float the heart up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe. And let it go. Inhale, left heel to the sky, then bring the left heel to the right hip as you open up. Really feel the expansion in that left hip flexor here. Try to square the hips. I'm sorry, not square the hips, square the shoulders and the palms. One more breath. And then step the left foot between the hands. Rise up, high crescent lunge. Then start to fly, warrior three. Again, use the hands to adjust the hips if you need to. And you can always root down if you're not feeling like flying today. Keep those right toes rooted and just feel the extension from the crown, or from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. One more breath. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise, open the heart. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Right foot steps back, back to low lunge. Left foot joins, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Then scoop up. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, look to the front of the mat. We're going to practice hopping. So bend the knees, and just before you hop feet to hands, bend the knees and just pop both feet up from the earth. Just some little hops. It's a good way to get that Surya energy flowing through the body again. Little hops. And then maybe you take a bunch of those little hops to the front, or maybe you take one hop, whoop, landing the feet up toward the wrists. Yes, rise all the way up. Exhale, back to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hand, left foot steps back. Rise back up into high crescent lunge. Hands to the heart. We're going to take a different twist this time. So reach and extend. So really feel the energy long across the spine. Keep reaching, create a little bit more space, draw the belly up and in. And then twist to the right, hooking the left elbow outside of the right knee. The thumb points can come right into the sternum. Maybe you look over the right shoulder, get a little bit more twist in. And then if you want to have a little fun here, really warm up the body, shift into the right foot and come back into your warrior three legs with the twist. So lifting the left leg, keeping it engaged, toe down, heel up. Take another breath. And then step back if you were in that twisted warrior three variation. Slowly start to unwind back to high crescent. And as you exhale, hands come to the earth. We're going to take a Vashisthasana side plank. So your right hand can take a bind on your right foot, or and go ahead and start traveling to the outer edge of the left foot, or you can simply stack the right over the left. Always modify as needed, dropping the left knee down if you want, but you want that long line of energy right across the shoulder blades. Squeeze those glutes. Use the hips to help lift you rather than dumping it all into the shoulder. One more breath. And back to high plank. Take your flow. We'll meet in down dog. You guys are awesome. Listening to your bodies the way the body needs you to today. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once again, bend the knees and just take some little hops. Look to the front of the mat. Bring those feet whoop, right up to the hands. Rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, right foot steps back, finding space in the hips for your low lunge. And then sweep up, high crescent lunge. Hands float to the heart. Extend forward. And then take your twist to the left. The right elbow hooks. Woo. Get long and then twist. And if you want to have some fun here, play around with Twisted Warrior 3. Shift into the left foot. If you have a wall, hang on to it. And then lift the right leg without losing the integrity of this shape, right? So the hips are so squared. The muscles on the right leg are really gripping. One more big breath. And release. We're going to inhale back up to high crescent. Exhale, hands to the earth. Transitioning into your side plank. So come to the outer edge of the right foot this time. Open to the left. With the bind or without the bind. With the knee up or down. Breathe into your strength here. Breathing that sun energy in. One more breath. Back to high plank and travel through a flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in. Observe what you're holding in your body. How does it feel? Are there any thoughts that keep trying to enter your mind? Perhaps ones that distract you? Or maybe they're entertaining you. One breath and let it go. We're going to go through a round of 5 Surya A, so 5 sun salutations. I'm going to cue the first 2 and then I'm going to have you guide yourself on a journey of 3. Because sometimes the most needed practice comes from just letting your body move organically without trying to choreograph it. Just let it flow. For the first 2, I'll guide you. And I'm going to offer variations, so take what you need. Look to the front of the mat, step or hop, feet to hands. Rise all the way up. Open your heart to the sun. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant your hands, either hop back or step back. If you're hopping back, this time you're landing with the elbows bent, already in chaturanga. Then inhale, push the earth away. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let a whole breath go. Look to the front of the mat, step or hop, feet to hands. Rise up, grow taller and prouder. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, step or hop. That was my sloppy hop. Make your way through your flow back to downward facing dog. Now, when you get to have some fun, I'm gonna come up and just maybe give some cueing or some cheering along the way. Take 3 sun salutations the way that you want to. There's no wrong, there's no right. Just having some fun and moving. Beautiful. Nice. Nice alignment, Marie. I see you breathing, Lisa. That's gorgeous. Beautiful opening of the heart. Kristen and Kim, you're listening to your body. You're hanging out where you need to. I love it. When you are finished with your 3rd round, we'll meet in a child's pose. Yeah, take a coffee break when you need to. Cheers, Kristen. Always listen to your thirst and honor your thirst. Beautiful, hop forward. A.T. Rakas, I don't know what your name is, but I'm going to call you A.T. I'll just call you A.T. Nice hop forwards. Beautiful. Arriving in your child's pose. Gorgeous, Marie. Very nice. Once you arrive in child's pose, feeling the way the body settles to the earth once again. Just notice how it felt to guide yourself. Was it unsettling because you prefer to hear verbal guidance? Or was it completely liberating because you know that you have the power to move in the way the body needs? Can you feel the heart pumping? Can you hear the sound of the breath? Take 2 more breaths here. From here, we're going to press up into a kneeling position, beginning in our hero's pose. Place both hands on your heart once again. Just feel the thumping and the pumping. Reconnecting with your dedication. Recentering your mind if it began to float away. And start to come up to the knees, finding your kneeling shape, knowing that there's always the option to roll the mat from the center a little bit for some padding underneath the knees if it's uncomfortable for you to be like this. We're going to take some camel poses, looking to expand through the heart space, open up the thoracic cavity, and really let the heart shine. So we're going to begin with a gentle camel with our hands supporting our lower back, So you can have the fingers down, or if you really like a good wrist stretch, you can turn the fingers up, your choice. Draw the elbows together and feel the tailbone rooting down as the rest of the vertebrae lift up, and then start to find that opening as the heart reaches up toward the sky. And right here, give a little bit more of a squeeze into the thighs and the glutes, and press the hip points forward. Make sure to breathe, conscious breathing into the body. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. 2 more breaths. Nice. Come back into center, find neutral for a moment. And then we'll take a counter stretch with a cat pose. So the hands come down under the shoulders, draw the navel up toward the spine as you tuck the pelvis and round. And then lift back up. We'll do another camel shape here. So you have the option to go back to where you were, just a gentle camel with support on the lumbar spine. Or if you want to amplify it a little bit, flex the feet so the toes draw down and the heels are lifted. And just start to swim your way. Before you melt down, just kind of swim, do a little backstroke. And notice as you do that, are you leaning back? You want to have a nice plane of hip points over knees, so keep squeezing the glutes and jutting forward with the pubis. And then when you're ready, let the webbing of the hand between the thumb and the pointer find its way to the heel. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Open through the heart. Maybe the head tips back. Maybe you're taking lion's breath. Really deep breaths that cleanse out any stuck energy in your throat chakra. It's your center of truth. 2 more breaths. After that second breath, bring the hands to support the lower back, and then rise back into neutral. Untuck, excuse me, untuck. I'll let everything go. Untuck the feet, and then sit the hips back onto the heels. With the knees narrow, start to roll out into a child's pose. Narrowed knee child's pose to open up some space in the lumbar spine. Noticing the beautiful dance the breath plays in the body, how it comes in, expanding the ribs, goes out, contracting through the rib cage. One more breath. All right, from here, we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So if you want, you can extend one leg then the other from high plank, and then start to lift the hips up toward the sky. Breathe in and let it go. Look to the front of the mat, hop or step feet to hands. Rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, left foot steps back to high crescent. And inhale, sweep up the arms. So feel the tailbone rooting once again, spine, the crown head lifting. And then from here, we're going to step into the right foot, lift the left knee, and spiral open that left hip, coming into a tree pose. So the left leg is going to bend. The foot will find its way above or below the right knee so that you're able to, I'll come face you guys, so that you find a place of stability and grounding. And if that's too much, bring the toes down and let the toes find their way to the earth. to deepen the root structure. If you're feeling like you want to challenge, bring it all the way up. Just avoid the knee. Yeah, I love, Kristen, how you're adjusting the hips, squaring to the front, and then begin to lift the arms. You can bring the fingertips together. Again, in reverence to the sun, that bright ball of light and heat, without which there would be no life. So giving thanks right here to the sun. Feeling so grateful that on this day we get the most sun that we're going to see all year long. The brightest light, the warmest warmth. Take one more breath. And then as you release, bring that left knee back up to your chest. Step all the way back, high crescent, and take a flow. Hands down, high plank to low plank, scooping the heart up, returning to downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Look to the front, step or hop, feet to hands. Rise up, salute the sun. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. Root down, rise up, high crescent lunge. Feeling stable, feeling strong. And then shift into the left foot, bring the right knee up towards your chest. Open up through that hip, coming into your tree pose. It doesn't have to be symmetrical to what you did on the other side. Just make it work for you. So maybe the foot's higher, maybe the foot's lower. And once you feel that connection, press one into the other. Fire up the glutes. Fire up the quads and the thighs. Whoop. Maybe the arms rise. Keep working, Abigail. You got it, girl. I love all the outdoor practice. You guys really are bringing the sun into our practice today. I love it. You can bring the fingertips together once again, giving thanks to the sun, to solar energy, solar power, the dependability of the sun. One more breath. And then release, step that right foot all the way back again and go through your flow. Or skip it if you don't want to do it. Back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, right leg to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the right knee up toward the right elbow. And then start to swing the right ankle over to the left wrist. We're going to come on down, setting up for a pigeon pose. So before you get completely settled, we're going to actually be a seated pigeon at first. So start to walk, look over your left shoulder, and use your left toes to walk that left leg away from you. Make sure it's parallel to the long edge of the mat. If the hips don't feel rooted, you're always welcome to slide a book or a block or a blanket or a pillow or something underneath the right hip. If you know this isn't serving you well because of any anatomical challenges, you can take your pinwheel pigeon, bending the left knee, bringing it up to the right foot. So just feeling settled. Maybe you lift your hands and do jazz hands. And then begin to rest, melting. And as you walk the hands in front of you, really find extension through the body, melting your chest down toward the earth. Let the forehead land softly, taking a load off, surrendering to the shape. Take 2 more breaths. Breathing deeply into the tight hips. Maybe the hips are holding tension, strong emotions. Let the breath be nourishing. And then slowly start to press into the palms again, walking your palms back towards your shin. We're going to take that left leg and swing it all the way around, planting the left foot over by the right thigh. Sit up nice and tall, taking a twist. So inhale that right arm up and exhale, twist to the left as you hug the knee in. Don't lose the integrity of the spinal lengthening here. Root through the tailbone, lift through the crown. One more big breath. And then bring both hands over to the right side of the mat. And we're going to start to lift back up into a forward fold facing the other direction of the mat. I just thought of that because it sounded like it would be fun. You know, I'm always encouraging you guys to be spontaneous and creative and playful, and that just arrived to me. So it's kind of fun now. We're in a forward fold. Bend into one knee, bend into the other knee, shake a little bit. Heel toe the feet underneath the hips, rise all the way up to standing. Hands to the heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Walk yourself back out to a high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. On the inhale, left heel to the sky, and then bring the left knee to the left elbow. And then start to swing the left ankle over to the left wrist or to the right wrist, and come on down, setting up for your resting or for your pigeon. We'll do half pigeon for beginners. Taking note of any changes you need to make or any supports you need to offer. Feel the hips root. Maybe do those jazz hands again. If you feel like you're dumping onto one hip or the other, you want to bring something in to support it so that they're squared. Look over the right shoulder, use the right toes to lengthen. And then when you're ready, big breath in. And as you exhale, begin to surrender. Remembering that your body is not symmetrical, so you're going to have a completely different sensory experience on this side. Be present for what it is without overanalyzing it. Breathe into it. Getting out of your head. If your mind starts to run away from you, stay in your body. Two more breaths. And then press back up to the palms, walk palms back to shin, swing that right leg up and around, getting ready for your seated twist. Sit up nice and tall, maybe lift the left arm to the sky and then find on the right knee as you twist to the right. Lifting, creating space in the spine before you twist. One more big breath. And then slowly bring those hands around to the left side of the mat. And we're gonna just bring ourselves to a wide-legged forward standing position once again, because we can. Big breath in. Full breath out. Nice. Take a final vinyasa flow if you'd like. Walk the hands out, walk the feet back, high to low plank. And then we're going to find a child's pose. Sinking the hips back to the heels once again. Observing thoughts. Observe your emotion. Where do you feel the practice in your body? From here, we're going to roll over to one hip, swing our legs around in front of us and come on down to our backs. Slowly making your way down. You can take laughing happy baby. So many different ways to bring this shape into the body. Maybe you like to have the legs extended with binds on the toes, or maybe the knees are bent and you're binding on the edge of the feet. Driving the back body into the earth for a little soft massage. Also a nice hip opener. And then take any final shapes that you'd like to hear. Anything else that feels good in the body. If you're craving an inversion, sending the legs straight up to the sky or finding a shoulder stand. If you want more in the hips, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees open. Maybe a series of bridge poses if you want some more for the back body. And of course, there are many other options to take, so don't feel limited by those. Give yourself 6 breaths to move or be still in a shape that is just right for you right now. Begin to work your way through any intuitive counter poses. Then we're all going to come into a nice big ball, drawing the knees in toward the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Squeeze. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. One more big breath. And start to unfurl the body into your final resting shape. If you're outside, really giving reverence to the sun by feeling it upon your skin, honoring the brightness that seeps in through the closed eyelids. And if you're inside, just imagine any light that you're noticing, which may be coming from the sun or from a light fixture. Just feel yourself bathed in the sun's love. let the abundance of light in your day today remind you of the abundance of blessings in your life. Your connection to your true self, your relationships with loved ones, family, friends, neighbors. Truly feel the love and the light surrounding you today. Slowly start to invite a deeper breath and some movement into the body. Take a full body stretch, reaching the arms and legs in opposite directions. Roll onto one side, finding the position of new beginnings where you can begin again yourself, feeling fresh and renewed, reinvigorated. And then slowly begin to roll onto your seat, lifting the spine tall once again, bringing the hands toward the heart, pressing the palms together. Giving thanks to the sun, giving thanks to all of the men in our life who are our fathers or children's father or father figure. Just we give thanks to all that they do for us and all that they share. And I give thanks to you for practicing with us today, for creating this time, this space for self-care. The love and the light in me honors the love and the light that is shining so brilliantly in each of you. Namaste. So thank you on behalf of the Ease community. We are grateful that you joined us this morning for practice. Thank you for your continued support by way of donations if you're interested or able. And also know that we do have, if you missed it at the beginning, we have some wonderful outdoor live classes available. We have a cap of 16 yogis, but most of them have space. So if you're interested in practicing at 8 in the morning or 7 at night, and there are a few sprinkled in between, please check out the Ease Yoga Cafe offering so that we can see you again. Again, my name is Erin, and I'm delighted that you practiced with us today. You're welcome to hang out and ask any questions or offer any comments if you have them, but know that we appreciate you